Welcome to Reimagine Adeline. This short video has been prepared as part of a 3-year process to create a plan for the Adeline Street South Shattuck corridor in Berkeley. The goal of the plan is to preserve the character and heritage of the community while creating new housing and jobs, improving mobility and safety, providing new open spaces, and enhancing the appearance and function of Adeline Street. The Adeline Corridor Plan area is located in South Berkeley and is centered around the Ashby-BART station. The corridor extends a little over a mile and includes Shattuck Avenue between Derby and Dwight Way and Adeline Street from Shattuck south to the Oakland city limits. Reimagine Adeline, which appeared at the Ed Roberts Center from January 28th through February 4th, 2017, highlighted 3 alternatives for the Adeline Street right-of-way. An open house took place on January 28th, followed by a week for drop-in visitors. While the exhibit focused on the Adeline Street right-of-way, the plan, to be prepared by the city, will cover critical neighborhood issues relating to equity, displacement, economic development, affordable housing, cultural arts, and historic preservation. The Adeline Street right-of-way is 180 feet wide as it passes through South Berkeley, making it one of the widest streets in the city. The right-of-way includes travel lanes, parking aisles, street and diagonal parking, medians, and plazas. There are opportunities to use this space more creatively and more efficiently in the future. The objective is for Adeline Street to connect the neighborhood rather than to divide it, as it has for many years. Reimagine Adeline looked at 3 options for changing the street to achieve this objective. The options were named based on different themes. Gardens and Parks eliminates the median and moves the travel lanes to the eastern edge of the right-of-way. This allows for creation of a linear park on the west side. Gates and Gateways eliminates the median and moves the travel lanes to the center of the street, creating wider open spaces on the east and west sides of the street and creating space for gateway art at key intersections. Key Route recalls the street's origin as a railroad line and streetcar line and provides a reminder that BART runs underneath the road. It expands the median and moves the travel lanes to the east and west edges, creating opportunities for activities in the center. The rest of this slide presentation explores each option in more detail. Keep in mind, these are just preliminary ideas for public feedback. A lot more public input will be needed before a plan is approved. Let's start with Gardens and Parks. In the stretch between Shattuck on the north and Martin Luther King Jr. Way on the south, the travel lanes are moved east and the western part of the right-of-way becomes a new linear park, stretching about 10 blocks. In the stretch between MLK on the north and Stanford on the south, the number of lanes is reduced from 6 to 4, creating opportunities for larger open spaces, sidewalks, and bike lanes in this area. Let's look more closely at what's happening in the north, central, and south part of the corridor. Here's a close-up of Adeline Street between Shattuck Avenue on the north and Ashby Avenue on the south. This stretch of Adeline currently has a wide median on most blocks. By eliminating the median and moving the travel lanes east, we can create a linear park on the west side. The park would be similar in size and scale to Ohlone Park, which runs along Hurst Street in North Berkeley. This option retains a drive aisle along the far western edge of the right-of-way, providing access to properties on the west side of the street. The cross-section in the upper left part of this slide shows what this would look like from the ground. This alternative retains 2 travel lanes in each direction, drive aisles, and parking lanes. Northbound and southbound bike lanes are also included. Moving south of Ashby Avenue, the linear park continues along the west side of the street, occupying about 1/3 of what is now the BART parking lot. The new linear park includes a hardscaped area at the corner of Ashby and Adeline that can support a relocated Ashby flea market on the weekends. The remainder of the parking area is converted to a below-grade parking structure with new development facing MLK Jr. Way, Ashby Avenue, and the new park above. South of Woolsey Street, 2 of the 6 travel lanes are eliminated, leaving 2 travel lanes in each direction. The reclaimed space is repurposed with wider sidewalks, more open space, bike lanes, and a more welcoming street environment. At Stanford Avenue, the intersection is redesigned to create a larger open space on each side. The Tuesday Farmers Market would continue to operate in this location. Let's move on to the next alternative, called Gates and Gateways. In this option, the travel lanes north of Martin Luther King Jr. Way are moved to the center of the right-of-way, and open space areas are expanded on both sides of the street. South of Martin Luther King Jr. Way, the road is reduced from 6 to 4 lanes. An additional area is created for sidewalks, landscaping, bicycles, and outdoor space. The street becomes a sort of grand boulevard with public art at key intersections and gateways along the way. As we did with gardens and parks, we're going to move from north to south and have a closer look at this option. On the 5 blocks between Shattuck Avenue and Ashby, the wide median is removed and the travel lanes are relocated to the center of the right-of-way. The open space on the east and west sides of the street is expanded, providing a landscaped buffer for properties along Adeline. A drive aisle with parking is maintained along the west side of the street for access to shops, offices, and homes. The street itself continues to function with 2 travel lanes in each direction, a drive aisle, on-street parking, and bike lanes in each direction. South of Ashby, the travel lanes continue down the center, and again there's a wider area of open space, sidewalks, and bike lanes on the east and west sides. On the BART parking lot, structured parking is provided with a large plaza and new development above. The flea market would operate in the plaza on the weekends. South of Woolsey Street, the road is narrowed from 6 to 4 lanes, with the repurposed right-of-way used for open space, wider sidewalks, bike lanes, and additional landscaping. A farmers market plaza is created on the west side of the street between 63rd and Stanford, and a small parking area is created adjacent to the market. The third of the 3 alternatives is called Key Route. The name recalls an earlier time in Adeline's history when streetcars ran down the center of the street. In this option, the area north of Ashby has an even wider median than it does today, with travel lanes on the east and west edges of the right-of-way. The area between Ashby and Martin Luther King Jr. Way is redesigned with special pavement so the area can be periodically closed to motor vehicle traffic for special events. South of the BART station, the road width is reduced, creating additional open space on each side. On the northern section of Adeline, between Shattuck and Ashby, the new median would be wide enough to support vendors and other activities, and possibly even a relocated flea market. There would be no drive aisle on the west side of the street, since the travel and parking lanes would be closer to the buildings than they are today. A small off-street parking area would be provided near Ashby, serving local merchants. As you'll see in the cross-section in the upper left, this option actually has the smallest amount of space dedicated to motor vehicles among the 3, with 2 northbound and 2 southbound travel lanes, 2 parking lanes, and bike lanes in each direction. South of Ashby Avenue, this option proposes something new for Adeline Street. The pavement is changed to slow down traffic and to accommodate weekend street closures. This could become a new site for the flea market or other weekend performances and activities. Weekend through traffic would be routed along MLK and Ashby. Like the other options, this option creates an opportunity for development on the West BART parking lot, with a subterranean parking deck, development above, and a new open space at the south end of the lot. South of Woolsey, this option creates new plazas on both sides of Adeline Street. The number of travel lanes is reduced from 6 to 4. South of Alcatraz, An off-street parking area is created for nearby businesses, and a permanent site for the farmers market is created at the corner of Stanford and Adeline. Please let us know, first, which of these options you like best and why, and second, any of these ideas that you particularly like or dislike. An online questionnaire is available for your feedback. If you have a little extra time, please watch video 2 and share your thoughts on those ideas as well. Thanks for watching.